we're going to head into the second upper bracket match now, and this is, I feel almost, it's similar but different. It's same but different, you know, because like one of the things that we have mentioned so far, and I think we can probably take up the bracket. I say that as if I'm like talking with someone behind the scenes. I'm like, yes, production will fix that in a moment's notice, but it will be Josie, of course, moving on to the upper final, which is tomorrow, and let's see how this looks like. Can I get the? Oh wait. Oh, here we go. There you go. Now you see the name. See, professional broadcasts brought to you by Defur. Of course, we don't see that Woody has gone down to the lower bracket, but you see the other matches that are coming up, which is Tesseract versus Turb0. Now, Tesseract, when we've spoken about them before, they are someone that is actually might be similar in terms of playstyle when it comes to Josie. Would you correct me there? Am I wrong? What do you think, Oakfire? Or is Josie Tesseract?
I mean, I like to compare them because both of them are really controlled. They have perfect control of the curves, the hammer E curves. And they're also really calculating when it comes to defense, so they don't move unnecessarily. And they're both quite tall. So there's a lot of similarities. Yeah.
And when we look at Turb0 instead, so what is different here from Turb0? I mean, it's to me, as a community manager, please, I can't keep track of all of these good players. Like, come on, there's too many of them. I can't. Yeah. So, what is some? Would you signify Turb0 as with his playstyle, if you could?
I mean, Turb0 is really good at drop locking. He's also quite innovative with his loadout. So I've seen him using plenty of different loadouts, but something he's really good at is baiting with his grenades, with the nades. So he's really clever and when it comes to placement and tricking the opponent and where he's going to throw them, and with a super quick counter, either the snowball or the Viper E.
Now, I can't believe I didn't think about this earlier because I'm so into this actual setup and everything, but we're gonna look at the head-to-head between these players. And I mentioned EU versus NA. We just had two players from USA playing, and this match is gonna be two players from England playing. So yeah. We basically have the cream of the crop in the States, and then now we have the EU players going up. And now, first off, we're going to take a look at Tesseract here. Tesseract, as we kind of mentioned, is one of those players that have kind of had these breakout performances and feels like their movement is just on another level when it comes to like how they play. This is, I kind of like this quote here, kicking ass one hammer E at a time. I guess that is, maybe is that a winning concept? It feels like Josie is also in on this, and then now Tesseract is very much featuring them. But the one main key difference here is that if you look at the favorite weapons, it's the Aegis Shield, Hammer E, or Hammer Ellipse, and then the Vandal, which is not a very common weapon. And if you have been looking at my tier lists, and you know, thank you for checking out the YouTube Blast on YouTube. If you haven't done that, you should check that out. Quick plug. The Vandal, Cruxer, could you let the people know what does that do?
Yeah, so the Vandal is a very niche weapon. It shoots bullets that do not damage players. But they deal extremely high collision damage, so they can destroy objects, they can destroy bullets very quickly. If you are going against somebody who uses only grenades, which we probably won't see here in the tournament, but people like to do it in the ranked or like the multiplayer, then the Vandal can shut that down extremely easily because you can just shoot the grenades out of the air and not have to worry about them at all. It does have a slight, you can use it to blind opponents. When the pellet hits, it will expand into a larger pellet that can, if you constantly shoot the other player in the head, they will not be able to see, which could free you up to hit Viper E shots if you have one of those, or just to prevent them from dodging larger Hammer E combos.
I just sorry, the phrasing there with shooting repeatedly into the head, it just sounded very, very aggressive, but it sounded very funny. But because it's funny because the Vandal doesn't do any damage as well, so it just sounded like very contrasted. But if you take a look at the shield here, Oakfire, is this the correct favorite weapon of using the Aegis shield and not the Cortex shield? Damn, am I gonna misremember a name here? Do you feel like this is the better one?
Oh, I think that depends entirely on your playstyle. But I think I think this is a 2-second shield. It's more versatile because it spans so fast, so you can pretty much always have a shield ready.
Yeah. So if you're also new to the game, there's 2 shields. One is duration is a bit longer when it expands, but yes. Now we're gonna take a look at Turbo as in comparison here. And now, again, like this, we meant like in the previous game, it's like a young person. I think Josie was 18, and then Woody was 33. Now we have Tesseract of 15 years old playing versus Turbo, who's 33 as well. Both of these players are from England, and I think Turbo has a bit of a more humble take with his quote. But I do want to say that they were the winners or the top player in the season queue. So in the game, if you play Blaston, every month we have like a ranked queue and a leaderboard, and Turbo actually came out on top in the latest one. So they have, I guess, if anything, put in a lot of effort into the game very recently. Now, for the favorite weapons, what's your take on this, Oakfire?
Yeah, I've seen Turbo using the Avalanche Nade really well lately, and he's great with the Viper, and he's also, I mean, pretty good with the Hammer E. Compared to Tesseract is definitely the stronger user of the Hammer E, but Turbo loves to use it and uses it really well to distract the opponent and to push the opponent onto the other side of the podium, and then hits the player with the Viper E.
Yeah, well, it's going to be very interesting to see these people go head-to-head. Tesseract, I also wanted to mention too, is Seed 10 and Turbo Seed 5, so we'll see how that dynamic plays out as well. But we will be heading into this game momentarily. But before we do, we have the interesting question of the predictions. And I think... Wait, what was the predictions on the first match? I already forgot what that was, but I think... The prediction was that. Yeah. Okay. You're not correcting yourself, right? I'm not just. For this game though, Turbo versus Tesseract. Turbo has the higher seed. Tesseract has had a really good results as of late. Who would you feel is going to come out on top? And we'll start with Cruxer. What's the results going to be?
So for me, it's a little bit hard for me to make a fair guess. I've played against Tesseract a fair few times, and I have noticed that he's very similar to Josie. Turbo is somebody who I guess I don't play at the same times that he does, so I haven't got to see him very frequently. But Oakfire constantly comparing Tesseract to Josie does kind of make me lean towards Tesseract. I can't really throw out any round like 3-2 calculations or anything, but if Tesseract is as similar to Josie as we've been saying, then it really might just be for him.
And Oakfire, what's your take?
Yeah, so Turbo is definitely the underdog here, despite him winning the season. Tesseract is, I'd say, the more skillful player, and Turbo, and I know Turbo, I think Turbo knows this also, so Turbo's really got a surprise Tesseract in this game, I think.
Yeah. Good points all around, but we're going to head in to the lobby in just a few. We're going to set it up right now, and I'll leave it to Cruxer and Oakfire to take it away with Turbo versus Tesseract. So, see you in a bit.
Exciting game.
Right. I hope that we are going to have a very close match. I really want to see a 3-2. For me personally,
same here.
It would just be.
I hope Tesseract can sometimes bring really creative loadouts if he's feeling risky. Mm-hmm. He has a really cool Helix tether loadout, which is, which he can do really well also. But if he wants to play safe, he's gonna bring the double shield and the hammer E, Wildcat and Vector. So I'm super curious if, or maybe even the Vandal. I mean, the Vandal is a favorite for Tesseract, even though he's definitely, I don't think it's his strongest loadout. But we'll see. And
I'd love to see Tesseract pull out a Vandal. I would be surprised, unless it is purely a counter pick, if we see a Vandal throughout the entire tournament. I mean, technically we did already in one of the unstreamed matches. Well, it was streamed by Dr. Oolong just yesterday. It was the Wesso versus Baby Spine. So what can happen with Vandals is Baby Spine had a bunker shield, which is just a massive square, actually, hearing game sound. But yeah, so I believe we're
players are getting ready.
3, 2, 1. Blast off.
Alright, doing some more lag check.
Let's see what they are bringing. Tesseract is bringing the Avalanche Nade, Hammer Lips, Wildcat, Factor, the 2-second shield. And Turb0 is doing no shield. Okay, he's really going to push this one for an offensive, trying to put Tesseract out of his combos, I think. I think it's a wise call by Turb0.
Nice, I like the camaraderie here, getting the GG in before the game. Another thing about this community, it's amazing. You will meet so many very nice people playing this game.
2, 1.
Okay, let the game begin.
Alright, another test go for it. Oh, and Tesseract's using Tether.
They're testing.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. That's interesting.
Okay. So, only one shield from Tesseract and the Tether.
Yeah.
Now, using
That
the
was
Tether...
a really perfect choice by Tesseract, because Turb0 does not have any shield.
Yeah.
And now
Although-
they're not allowed to change the loadout, so...
Yeah. So it is going to be... I could see Turb0 having the potential for counterplay here, because if Tesseract only has the single shield, he might... if Turb0 can put a lot of pressure on the area where the
Hello, Turb0.
Tether
You're all
is...
waving to us, that's lovely.
I know. I love the sportsmanship here. The showmanship, rather. But yeah, Turb0 could zone out the Tether and give Tesseract some problems here.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, let's see. Tesseract starting.
High
With
tempo
very
by
some-
Turb0.
Both players return the opponent's grenade here. Turb0 taking a lot of damage from the hammer combo. We got snowballs coming in. Hurricane shots coming from the top. Alright, there's an avalanche nade not going to get returned. A couple connections. Turb0 had to stand in the cage for a little bit. This is
Perfect
not...
Tether.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's see if Turb0 is going to be able to do anything. We're only a little more than 30 seconds into the match, and Turb0 is nearly in the red here. Tesseract going with an interesting avalanche nade throw. The shots coming wide. Getting Turb0 to move around the platform a bit here. A snowball connection from Turb0.
Nice hit on Tesseract.
The avalanche nade got turned around, very risky. He grabbed that at the last possible second. You don't want a grenade to blow up right in your hand. On some of them, it could even nearly one-shot you.
The Hammer E and Tether combo from Tesseract was really deadly for Turb0. So hard
Right.
without a shield.
And we're about to see it again here in just a moment. Oh, he's going to shoot it before grabbing the Tether. I think he's going to use the Wildcat for that. Here it goes.
And Tether.
Yep, putting it into the match.
That's a nice combo.
Let's hope that Turb0 can turn this around like Woody or like Josie did after his first match. Maybe he was just caught slightly off guard. I hope he's thinking about his counterplay options already.
I think he has to push really hard now.
Yes, he's doing well here. Both players taking about an even amount of damage here in the first couple seconds of the fight. Got the Majestic Nade with very good placement, nearly right in the middle of the platform, and a snowball connection. Or the snowball.
Really strong with the nades, making it hard for the opponent to grab them.
Turb0 trying to use the Hurricane to block some pellets there, as bullets can collide with each other, but it did not seem to go his way.
That is so hard to dodge for Turb0.
I'd say given the circumstances, he definitely dodged a lot more pellets than I would have anticipated. See, both players seem to be waiting on cooldowns. Alright, Turbo using his last 2 hammer E shots here. Faking out with the snowball throw.
1 minute.
The king shots coming in from above. We'll see if we can get a good Majestic nade placement. He threw it a little too early. The nade goes out of bounds, and Turbo getting
Oh my god.
destroyed.
That is just brutal.
That almost looked like a old 80s action movie when someone's just getting lit up. He was standing there, shaking around, just getting shot.
Yeah, I think
And
we're
the
going to
players-
see low that change now.
Yeah, alright.
I would
And
be
so then also-
surprised to not see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Turbo has to bring shields.
Oh, definitely. I wonder... I hope he doesn't go the same way that Woody did in deciding not to. Whereas he
No,
could...
I definitely think Turbo will bring shields now. Because
Mhm.
he's really good at using shields.
Yeah. Hopefully.
But I have no idea what we're gonna see Tesseract doing, if he's even going to change anything.
I would be surprised if he did. I don't really think he will. I don't think he has a need to at the moment unless he is trying to anticipate the counterplay. But I believe the safest move for him would just be to stick with what he has. It's very strong.
Yeah. I could see him dropping the tether and going a little bit more defensive. But,
For the double shield.
Yeah, because he's a master of double shield.
Yeah. Also, it would be easier for Turbo to choose to try his best to counter the tether specifically in bringing out possibly a lance and just being able to shoot the lasers near the tether, making it to where Tesseract can't use it. But it will be certainly interesting to see.
Yeah.
I hope we will get a closer match
games,
this time.
yeah, in these games, it's when you do several games like this, such a big part of the game what loadouts you choose and how you counter them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I wonder then, with the amount of Hammer E players, and the way that it's just so oppressive, the way it covers the entire platform. Baby Spine, who typically runs Bunker and did in his last match, I wonder if he will still be running Bunker in the games to come. But
he's really good at that.
here we go. And so again, we see the players, they're doing their lag test.
1.
Just to let everybody know, we do have players across regions. Now, both of these players are in EU, but sometimes the servers can be slightly laggy. They can have a little bit more problems, and so you would want to back out and restart the server. So we're just checking to make sure everything's okay. The players are probably talking to each other, having a chat, and then they're going to start it back up and get it going.
You also want to check that your headset is okay and that your controllers are working. So you try to grab some stuff, try to shoot a pellet just to see that nothing's stuck.
Yeah. But here we go. I wonder if we're going to have a second round or if they're just going to go at it.
No, probably it's all good.
Most likely. Alright, nice.
So now
Waiting
they
for
just
the
have to
crowd.
press replay. They're doing some thumbs up to the audience. Okay.
3, 2,
Go.
1.
We're going to start out. Alright. Tesseract having the Vector this time. I'm not sure if he had it last time.
That's
Couple
right.
wild-
The Vandal.
Oh, the Vandal! I wonder if he's going to be using it. Yes, and he is going to be using it to shoot the grenades. He seems to have dropped it a little early, but maybe he's
Got a
just...
shield for Turbo this time.
Alright, here comes the Hammer E combos for both players. And we see Tesseract drop blocking and making very good use of the Vandal, just blocking all the pellets coming his way. Turbo is already in a very rough position here, having lost half of his health already. Turbo also using the nade to drop block a couple pellets there, just to give himself some breathing room. Alright, here we go. I love how their cooldown timing is very in sync with each other. They both start the Hammer E combos at roughly the same time. Oh! I was just about to compliment Tesseract on not taking damage, and then he manages to step into the Majestic nade. Those things can really
know
simplify.
where everything is.
And Tesseract making great use of the drop blocking. He's doing it so casually, it's almost hard to even notice that it's happening.
Yeah, goes so fast.
Yep. Oh, and there we go, some Turbo with the nade prowess you were talking about.
Turbo is also really good with the drop blocking, and I know his play space can sometimes be super small, so he has to really use every weapon as defense.
That is unfortunate. Alright, here we go. Turbo managing to go a long time now without taking a lot of damage, but he isn't managing to return the damage needed here. With 15 seconds on the clock, it's going to take something truly impressive. And at the same time, Tesseract going in for the kill. And there it is, the snowball.
Oh, finish off.
It's alright.
3, 2, 1.
Glad to see both players still staying in high spirits here. Oh, the good avalanche nade from behind. Tesseract is going to be able to dodge all of it. And Majestic nade taking off a bit of the back platform space, but it doesn't seem to be too optimally placed there. Turbo taking quite a bit of damage from some combos here. Tesseract ready to shoot down these nades. And here we go. Turbo with another nade, seems to have gotten shot down almost immediately. Turbo not able to get away from all the Hammer E shots. This seems to be a running theme within the competition. A lot of good drop blocks with that grenade. There we go. The grenade's just being sniped right out of Turbo's hands here by Tesseract. The Vandal, even though we did say it's not the most popular weapon, it definitely has its uses. Snowball. Oh, Tesseract taking one avalanche pellet hit, but with 30 seconds here on the clock, Turbo is yet again in a very rough position. Going to take some Hammer E connections to be able to gain some ground here, and he concedes the round. Guess he's probably going to go for another loadout swap.
Yeah, that's what I expect. And it's amazing to see Tesseract playing with the Vandal. He's the only one I know who uses it against even the smallest pellets. He even takes out Wildcat pellets with the Vandal. So he's for sure the best Vandal player in the game.
Oh yeah, and I feel using it so frequently, I bet it feels to him like he's gotten comfortable with its cooldown. It's not super long. It gets quite a few bullets, so if he's thinking, well, obviously Turbo doesn't have any grenades to throw at the moment, I may as well just shoot out these other pellets just to get them off my plate.
Yeah, but I think for Tesseract, he loves the Vandal, but I think his other loadouts without the Vandal is even stronger. So, but depending on what the opponent chooses, the Vandal can be super good counter, and sometimes it can be quite worthless.
Yeah,
but in this case, it was a pretty good choice because Turbo chose 2 nades, so it's a good counter to nades if you're good at the Vandal.
Yeah, and I would say he was shutting the nades down nearly half the time, maybe more, 60-70% of the time. The nades didn't even make it.
And Turbo's really good at throwing nades, so I mean that says something about the skill of Tesseract at being able to shoot them down.
Yeah, and I bet that could not feel good for Turbo, having a third of your kit just being totally neutralized by one weapon on the opponent's side. And there's not a lot of counterplay there.
Yeah.
You can try to fake out with the grenade throws, but it's going to be pretty rough.
I faced Tesseract many times, and it's daunting to play against him.
And we could see, like you were saying, his Hammer E combo setups are nearly just as good as Josie's. Have another lag test going on. Customary.
Look at the changes.
Yeah.
Tesseract
got rid of the Vandal.
Yeah, got the avalanche nade. I'm not sure I don't think he. Oh, Turbo's.
And Turbo with the lance.
And the tether.
The tether.
This is a big. Oh, and the super majestic. Oh my god, this is really.
What?
I'm really surprised.
I am so surprised to see a Super Majestic. He
I don't see
has
the
to have a
second one.
shield, right? If he doesn't have a
Maybe
shield,
this excites him, I can't see it. No, no shield.
He
And
doesn't.
Wildcat for the tether.
so for those of you that don't know, the Super Majestic has a 10-second cooldown, and it's a little bit too complicated to get into here, but the game calculates the cooldown of all weapons, adds it up, and then decides which ones to refresh first. Turbo
say
is going
very
to... Yeah. Turbo is going to be going a long time with his things on cooldown, and he's going to have to be surviving the barrage from Tesseract. And with no shield, it's going to be very hard, but he definitely has himself set up to unleash some extraordinarily devastating combos.
Yeah, I
against
love
Tesseract.
this. This is a brave move by Turbo. So
Very brave, and it might be the innovation that we need to see. I mean, the other rounds, while they were entertaining, they were not extremely close here. But we're going to see the Super Majestic now shoots out quite the massive platform here to block large amounts of the opponent's
Tethering
side.
back.
Tesseract showing amazing skill, drop blocking almost every pellet that came his way. That was nearly unbelievable, the skill that was just shown there. Alright, but here we see... Oh, and Turbo has made a bit of a mistake here, using the Super Majestic with nothing to back it up. His hand catching a Hurricane shot as it comes down. He doesn't want to let go of the tether, doesn't want to give up that 5 damage. And this is what I'm saying, I think Turbo is feeling the pressure. He definitely needs to slow it down, wait for his guns to come back, wait for his combo to be set up. But at the same time,
No protection.
he's under a lot of pressure here. Now this might be good. Here we go. Turbo getting some damage in, getting a decent amount of damage in. Also taking that 5 damage when he's already in the red. That's a little too dangerous. He's going to have to... Oh,
yeah, this is more damage than Turbo has made on Tesseract so far.
30 seconds.
that is very true. Oh my. Alright, and let's see. Turbo getting... Oh! He got in one drop block. Maybe he didn't see the last pellet and it manages to take him out. That's okay. That's just the first round. Turbo is probably still adjusting to the new loadout, still getting in the correct headspace to be dealing with the complications of this. I would say this is definitely an advanced skill loadout, and it's going to take a lot of time management. But he is holding on to the Lance and the Super Majestic right now, which is going to give him massive platform control here. And here we go. Nice, keeping
Doesn't have
Tesseract.
an 8.
Yeah. But Turbo still, unfortunately, not managing to come out on top of the first encounter there. Taking a couple avalanche shots. Both players seem to be more comfortable in their drop blocking. Turbo taking
Oh
3
no. That was
hurricane
too
shots
much
over the
hurricane.
top.
Yeah, this will be hard to counter.
It will. Alright, we've got the Super Majestic coming in. And Turbo in the red, the snowball bringing him down to probably about 4 health. He only
Nice.
shoots 1 laser out of the lance. And accidentally broke the tether, or did a bullet actually hit him? I'm not sure what did the last bit of
I'm
damage.
not sure. Maybe he felt that he was lost there.
Yeah. Oh, an amazing try from Turbo. Honestly, I feel you really can't do much else but respect that. That was quite the showing.
Yeah. Well, I think Turbo did a great job at trying his best, and I loved just that he did this last loadout, which was really surprising.
Yes.
And, yeah, risky. But
Absolutely.
I think he needed to go risky and be unpredictable to be able to deal some damage on Tesseract.
That's for sure. I wonder... Oh, and look, we've got the showmanship still going on.
Waving to the audience. Nice.
Yep. I mean, at the end of the day, there is a prize pool here, but the players are playing to have fun. There's many tournaments held all the time with little to no prize pool, and we still have turnouts from a lot of the top community members. So
Yeah, I love that. Most people definitely play just for fun.
mm-hmm. I will say I noticed there towards the end some small optimization coming out from Tesseract over Turb0. It was very near the end of the last fight. We saw both players go for Hurricane volleys over the top, where Turb0 threw his Hurricane at Tesseract. Tesseract threw his Hurricane up at the opponent's pellets. And then he even managed to grab Turb0's Hurricane and throw it up as well. So instead of going,
you want to use all the defense you can from every weapon.
Yeah, because if you think about it in purely like a mathematics game, right? Throwing a weapon at somebody tends to deal 1 damage for the majority, but throwing a weapon, you can block 2 or 3 hurricane shots, which is a total of 20 to 30 damage.
Yeah, no, it's a good strategy.
Mm-hmm. Right. Then I believe Defur might come in here for a little bit, or we may.
I think you believe right. Yeah. Hello, guys.
It's almost like you were waiting for it.
Yeah, almost. This is so cool. Like getting into this tournament now and actually seeing these people play it out for real. Now, unfortunately, we haven't seen the 3-2s that we want to see. It's been 2-3-0 so far. But again, it's like one of those two. Like on paper, it kind of felt like this is the results that we expected, but not what the hearts wanted, right? But this means that Josie and Tesseract has moved on to the winners finals, which is going to be played out tomorrow.